Um, I mean, like, kind of just the confidence thing that we were talking about the other day, right?
Yeah.
It's like to be. I mean, yeah, it's like really not caring about what people think on a different level, because it's like, you know, you could look like us, like expressing insecurities could look like, oh, we don't have this self-love or confidence,
Yeah.
but it's like, but you don't even know me.
Yeah.
You don't know where I came from.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, honestly, like in the past I'd be like, well, it's really important that I look confident to these people.
Right.
But now I'm like, honestly, like, get to know me and maybe we'll talk. Like, I don't know what to say. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like you don't have to prove anything.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I mean, I already know that I'm a really likable person. So if you don't like me, that sucks because you're not getting to know the best parts of me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's taken me 27 years to come to.
I know, but it's also like, to me, I mean, yeah, it's like refreshing and it's like kind of contagious. It's like when you have people around you and they do it, you want to do it. But also it comes from a part of being tired. Being tired of faking it for so long. So to me, I'm just like tired.
For sure. Like that's why I get why older people, like, they just they're them, because it's like they're at such a year of time in their life where they're like, I have been doing this for too fucking long.
Yeah, exactly. I've been on this earth
no
for so
holding
long.
back. Yeah.
Please,
Yeah. But see, I've never been someone to have that patience at all. So I'm always like, let's cut through the bullshit, let's cut through the surface, let's get to what you're actually saying. Because it's like, that's what it's all just like noise.
It's interesting. I can't say that I've ever heard any, I mean
fashion?
Yeah,
You never hear about
especially
people talk-
fashion.
yeah, it's just so one-sided, like, it's just all, what's the look, what's the fashion, what's the feeling, what's the art, but it's like, you know, what about the people behind it? Like, if the process is all that you've got, the end product is great, it's stimulating, it's amazing, eat it up, but it's like, we need to have more access to information behind that so people can really feel, like, get a direction, you know, like, it's just, why have people go run like their heads are cut off, not knowing what the fuck to do, when it's like we can truly help out a community and give them information that helps them be a little bit more clear-minded.
Yeah.
Because emotional stuff is heavy. It's like when you can't deal with your emotional shit, it's like you kind of can't really do anything because your head is not in the right place. So, I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I mean, I guess, like, talking to you, talking to Kevin, like, I realize obviously I'm not alone in these, like, thoughts, but I'm trying to think, like, well, have anyone, like, in the past that you could say, like, well, in terms of, like, the artistic, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean?
like, talk about, like, mental health or anything?
Well, I guess, like, how their life has changed, like, how we just expressed, like, our confidence left, but now we're accepting it, and then when we come back, it's gonna be stronger.
I mean, it's hard because I wouldn't say it's not out there, because who knows, it's probably out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've never sought it out.
Yeah.
But also, like, I feel like whenever any of these artists have been on mainstream media, they've never actively spoke about it. And I feel like that's something that we can bring, is like, we can make it a point to discuss these things, because it's like we really want to bring to the surface of, like, these things are an actual thing to consider, and they do really affect the trajectory of your success, you know what I mean? Because that's why it's like, with everything that we're building, I think a lot of people build these things in the process, right? And like, I read one of the books was talking about human growth is necessary, but like a lot of this stuff realistically happens as you are growing through whatever you're trying to build.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that we can say is, like, we're in this interesting place where we're, like, confronting it while we're trying to begin the beginning steps, you know what I mean? So it's like, that means when we come forward, we at least have more clarity and we have that kind of different confidence to deliver.
It's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, like people who you feel like, that's why I'm like, that's longevity. You know, that's lasting stuff, because we're able to deliver things that we're not feeding into certain things, you know what I mean? Like we're not considering those elements and those factors. Like trends, Boyhood is not a trend place, you know what I mean? Like we could create trends because people are inspired by us, but we're not here to talk about trends and shit. So I mean, I don't really know where I was going with that, but like,
yeah, I mean, it's just like a whole space of like kind of living, growing, but not coping, and doing that through art, I guess. Yeah, I'm just like hella fascinated how like,
well, that's what I'm saying, is Boyhood is one of the only brands that I'm thinking that really has the element of humanity in it. Like that's why, and I think in order for fashion to evolve, it needs to incorporate humanity. Because then we would take care of our earth, we would take care of the people. There wouldn't be so much pain surrounding fashion. I'm just like so tired of seeing all this pain around fashion and all this like, fashion, beauty is pain. It's like bullshit. That is promoting the idea of no self-love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if we're truly going to promote the idea of self-love and a safe space, then it's like we have to understand there is no place of coping here. Right? We can allow people to cope, but we should be able to acknowledge that for what it is, and so we can see and have that awareness and move forward. Like, we're here to bring the best out of people. We're not here for people to just lay their shit out, you know, and be a problem.
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, that's just...
It's like, express whatever you gotta do, you know, we're here, but then leave it alone and move on. That's truly, Yeah.
It's like, bring it to whatever you're creating, and then we can move forward together. But, and then I feel like the community aspect is a bunch of just people supporting, loving, but holding each other accountable. And be like, look, love you, sis, but you said you were going to do this. Is that what you're going to right now? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's the only thing you can ask for, because that's like real people who are here for you to grow, that believe in you.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting. I would say, like, you know, growing up, I don't feel like I have a lot of people in my life who did that to me. So it's like, maybe, I mean, I can take feedback, I feel like, because I know that it's growing from it, so it's okay. But I've never had like people who, like, I guess, like, you know, my parents per se. Like, I feel like my dad, for sure, he'd be like, listen, like, you're being, you know, dumb right now, but it's okay, you know. But like, other people are super afraid to like tell me. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I understand, because I feel like, I don't know, this is how I get the vibe. Like, in the past, I feel like I could be kind of aggressive, and like, maybe because I project this confidence that people think that if they were to express, I would be like, come on now. What are you doing right now? Which, I don't know, it's interesting, because I feel like I'm pretty open, but like, I think if you're just not secure in yourself, you're gonna feel that way. But yeah, so the whole idea of like someone like, you know, loving you, but then giving you like, hey, but you can do better is new. But it's cool, like, I mean, I guess I can only relate in terms of teachers, you know, and I always respect those people like so much, because I'm like, you know, you give it to me, like, you know, when I'm doing shitty jobs, but then like when I do good, you tell me, and you're like, this is good. And then I feel it. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, like the same with my teacher. Like, I remember she'd be like, always like criticizing everything that I did. I was like, this bitch, nothing is good enough for her, you know? But then like towards the end, I remember actually I was talking about this at the gala, because they were like, when have you done a design that didn't go your way? And I remember that was when I did the ball gown that never finished. Right? And like, cause it didn't fit. And I remember the teacher, like, she sat, like, after everyone left, she was like, okay, let's talk about this, like, what were you trying to do? you know, and I was like, I was trying to do this and that, and, you know, I had this vision, la la la, and she'd be like, yeah, I mean, I see where you're going, you obviously made a mistake, you usually always get your stuff done, so, like, that's fine. Like, I passed the class, because it was a final. I wasn't even finished. No, but she was just, like, super cool, and then I feel like in that moment, honestly, now that I think about it, in that moment, I feel like she saw that I struggled, because, like, you know, when you come to class, and, like, you get things done, but it's not the best, doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know, when you come to school, you know, having such a passion in whatever you're doing, but it's unfinished because of how much you wanted to do, but you couldn't execute it, that's cool. Because...
Yeah, you're not there to be perfect, you're there to learn.
Yeah, so maybe in her eyes, like, she finally thought, okay, this bitch is, like, somewhat human, like, she can't finish everything.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was the only one I've never finished. And then I remember, like, towards the end when I graduated, she would, like, give me so many compliments. You're really good with color, how you project that, la la la. And I'd be like, like, I was like, yes, tell me more. But yeah, interesting, right? Because I remember, like, I'd have some students who'd come to class and, like, I'd low-key be like, come on, girl, like, get your shit together. Can't even finish our project. I mean, you know, like, whatever, you know. All whatever, their business at this moment. But, you know, looking at my point of view, like, that's not, like, I'm so cool because I finished my project that was not even that good. Like, good for you. But, I mean, right? It's like those people actually challenge themselves.
The thing, I mean, my experience is so different. Like, literally, no one has ever told me my stuff looks like shit.
No, no one said it looks shit.
But I mean, like, sometimes, that's why I dropped, that was a big part of why I dropped out of Pratt, too. I mean, aside from the money, obviously.
Yeah.
It was because no one, I felt like, was telling me things that were going to help me grow. Like, everyone just kept being like, wow, you came so prepared. I was not expecting, and it's like, where is the learning in this place? Like, I mean, not that I'm seeking for people to tell me it looks like shit, but it's like, I don't feel like I'm being challenged. Like, I don't feel like anyone is, like, there's nothing to fix, you know? Like, other than technical stuff of, like, yeah, this could be better, this could be better. But it's like, whenever I would design a collection, it was like, oh my god, that's so interesting. And it's like, that feels good, obviously it feels my ego, but it's like, yeah, I was like, dude, I'm not learning.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, your stuff are dope, like, facts.
That's nice.
But, yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, the thing is, there could... The thing how I remember I mentioned to you before, like, you know, if you have something negative that we can improve on, say that, but then say positive, you know, no matter what, even if it's all good, be like, well, you know, maybe you could have shortened it, I don't know, like, whatever, because there's a trend, blah, 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 whatever. Just, like, give them something to improve on, but yeah, that's crazy, considering the fact that your school is, like,
they were, like, very...
Yeah.
I mean, there might have been a couple moments here and there, but, like, in terms of, like, yeah, you can do this, you know, next time, or this can come out this way better. And, like, that's helpful, like, literally helpful. But sometimes it's good to hear, like, other people's difference in opinion. If someone doesn't like it, like, that's the thing, I even told Kevin, like, and for you, like, for me, when it comes to design, everything that I'm going to give you, obviously, is opinion to some point. If I'm, like, I'm not into it, it's just because, for my opinion, it doesn't match the style that I'm into. But, like, understanding you both more, I'll be able to be like, you know what, for you, this is, like, really dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, like, because I don't know that as much, I don't really tend to give off a lot. I mean, with Kevin, I obviously feel a little bit more comfortable doing that with, because I feel like there's more vulnerability shared. So, like, I'm able to be like, this is a mess, but I think it can be better. Aww. You know, like, everything is always going to be with love. Like, if I'm like, honestly, it's crazy. This is where I think you can do better, blah, 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 blah. But I trust that the person at the end of the day is going to take their design opinion over whatever they're getting fed. You know what I mean? Like, they have enough design integrity to be like, well, I'm going to go with this regardless, blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to, like, see, like, how me and Kevin's relation can grow in that way. Because I just in general, like, have never really, like, helped people, I guess, like, you know, like, improve or whatever. So, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to just, like, teach and be like, oh, yeah, like, I don't know. Because I'm like, I mean, you know, you could do whatever you want. Like, I don't know, I feel I feel very, like, classically trained.
Interesting.
Because, like, when he was, like, trying to show me something that he was doing, I was like, what is this? Because I'm so no, it's not wrong in any way.
Yeah,
it's just so different. And it's hella basic, but it flipped my head over. I was like, whoa, like, I am very book driven right now. Like, honestly, like, I never have said that I'm, like, oh, I grew up out of the womb, like, a beautiful designer. Like, I think it's something I chose to put my time in. Because the basic thing is, like, I like to express myself with clothes. And that's how it came. Like, it was not like, oh my god, I literally could sew a beautiful seam. And that's how, no. It was about expression. So, in order for me to do that, I had to look at a lot of books and do it. But that's how I see it. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, whatever. Because, I mean, it's the thing I'm pursuing. I'm choosing to pursue. So that's something, you know? I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, that's good to know. Because in terms of quality, like, then I know not to go in on you and your quality. You know, like, if I'm like, I mean, you know, the stitches look like crazy over here. Because then I know your ultimate end goal is, are you getting the point across? Of what your expression is.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, like, as you said, like, in terms of sewing, that can always get better.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I always want to get better. Of course. But, like, yeah, like, to me, like, creativity is, like, the hardest thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, like, comes naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be built and grown and strengthened.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, in terms of, like, I mean, I don't know, like, for me, like, I feel like what I feel like I like and what is dope to me and styling and things, like, I feel strong about it. But yeah, I don't know, like, I like the whole idea of a look, but, like, having, like, a design and, I don't know, having it being complex and different and, like, functional and comfy, like, that, all those elements is hard to consider. Because, like, you know, like, thinking about my old fashion style, like, it's literally, like, beauty, or fashion is beauty, or wait, what was it? Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain.
Well, I mean, that's, like, what they feed into.
Yeah, so that's, honestly, that's my mentality. Like, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be cute, but it should look dope. Like, honestly, that's my mentality. So, like, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, So now it's, like, thinking about the fabrics that are gonna be soft. And I also feel like it's just different now, like, as you said, self-love, right? So it's, like, now, like, we don't want to wear shoes that literally give you blisters. Like, we want them to look cute, but be comfy.
Yeah.
Same thing with clothes. It's, like, now I'm, like, okay, like, you know, if I'm going to make this bralette, like, I want it to be comfy. You never want to take it out. Because, honestly, bras suck. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, things like that. So, now I feel like, okay, now I'm living it.
Right.
I'm living the comfort, the beauty, the contemporary, the cleanness. So, okay, let's do it in design. So, you know what I mean?
I mean, that is because that's really good. I mean, because then that's the experience, right?
Yeah.
Because then we can say that we not only give you clothing and a look, but we give you a good experience. Like, I mean, if it's not good for you, then okay, fine, bye. Yeah. But, like, we're going in with the intention to help this, especially also, like, if you create a piece that no one wants to take off, hello, your piece is going to be seen everywhere then. Yeah. And it's going to be massively wanted and shit. Dude, like, our tees. Like, people, I mean, Stephanie could not stop telling me how comfy the tee was.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's really encouraging.
Yeah, so I made a bralette out of that material. So comfy.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. It was super cute.
Thanks. It was hella basic, but
that's
what I was
cool
going
I've never constructed anything like that. And even when I saw this, I was like, whoa.
Honestly,
like, touching it.
That's a mess.
Is it just uncomfortable? Or it's just all over the place?
Honestly, I just kind of, like, I double layered it. And I wanted it, the original one that I copied, knocked off, was not. So you can just easily, basically, like, the strap was supposed to go in a hole, which I forgot about. Like, it was just like a construction thing that I forgot. And so it kind of ruined it. I mean, honestly, like, it kind of sits weird anyways. but it could at least, like, that's to me really frustrating when like a design element gets in the way of it, because it's like, oh man, like I literally fucked up. Like, it's not because of the fabric, it's because I didn't think it out. So like so yeah, that sucks. It really feels like disposable, because it's, you can't really wear it. But I feel like
repair it?
I mean, I thought like, okay, I'll come back to it and I'll think about what I can do to fix it from where it is now. But I was just like, I was kind of disappointed at the end of the night. I was like, wow, like, because I wanted to do it in one day.
Yeah.
Like, look what you did. Realistically, if it wasn't double layered, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But because I made it double, it's not.
Well, you had to, right, for the vinyl.
Yeah. But if the vinyl wasn't sandwiched, if I kind of like made it cool where it could be on the top, then it would lay nicer too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. But it's okay.
Well, it was like a proto and a final in one, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was just experiment. And the cool thing about it is like, it's literally such small material. I didn't waste a lot. I did it in a day. Like, to me, that felt good regardless. So I was like, you know what? It's really nice to have something from start to finish. Like, I love that feeling. So, like, lingerie, bring it out. Like, I'm ready. Because it's like, you know, it doesn't take me, like, that other one is still not done, you know?
No, I know garments, that's the thing that I feel like I struggle with. But I feel like with the growth of our patience, we'll be able to overcome that easily.
And realistically, like, if we're talking about art, like, Picasso, all these people, like, their paintings took so long. Yeah. Dude, all they had is a brush. We got seams, we got zippers. Don't even, right?
I mean, also, I feel like part of the challenge is finding a process that you do genuinely enjoy, so that way it doesn't become something like that. That's what I'm learning too, is like, I have to find a process that I enjoy. Like Charles Jeffrey, I mean, he's able to get his stuff translated because he has a seamstress, right? A lot of these people have resources that make it seem like, oh wow, they got it done so quickly. But like, people who love to sew, obviously they're gonna get something done. But like, the reality for me is like, yeah, I like to sew here and there, but like, I don't like to sit down, do a pattern, cut it out of the fabric, sew it, blah, blah. Because I feel like in that span of time, all of my motivation, it's going down. You know what I mean? Because I'm needing things that are very like, okay, I just want to move on, move forward. Yeah. So it's like, definitely, I like have to learn how to work around it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the many things that I want to get, right? Like a laptop, my passport, maybe a car, whatever. Oh man, what was it? I just forgot. No. Oh, a dress form. Oh, yeah. A dress. Not that this one is bad. Okay, honestly, like, I'm being so dumb. Like, I'm thinking that, you know, I want something better. Because why? Because I'm so, like, you know? I was like, this one is good enough. Why? But, you know, in my head, I'm like, you know, my own, whatever. But,
you see, it's stuff like that. It's like, I mean, as great as that could be, that should be something that we get after an achievement.
Yeah. Well, you know how they have the seam lines and things? Those are obviously helpful.
The nice thing. I mean, even for this is not an actual.
But you know, in terms of like the body, like it's so similar. Although that one, see, bullshit. Like I'm just making up excuses. Right. But I guess that the reason I say that is because like I really want to use the mannequin as my templates from now on, because I feel like, I mean, I was like trying to like do drawings and kind of get in the mood or whatever. Like, okay, you know, just pretend the pen is the fabric.